Without fail, every single time I press the record button, I start yawning. It's the weirdest thing. But hi guys, welcome to another art class. Sorry. That was really inappropriate. Welcome to art class, like I said. So today we're gonna do another draw with me time type of deal, which I think is really fun. It gives you the opportunity to do kind of whatever you want with some guidance, you know, kind of allows me to, I like it personally because it allows me to like tap back into that stuff that I started getting inspired by when I very first, hold on. There we go. Sorry. When I very first started doing art, like I said, I used to draw, you know, kind of just like whatever little things I saw, and now I'm into like realism. So I'm copying exactly what I see rather than inventing it in my mind. So I love that, and I hope that you do too. And I think that's a really important base to start on your artistic journey with. So here's my guy from last week again. Oh, and I was like, I think he should be sideways. I actually thought, well, I looked at it the other day, and I think he's got to be that way. I mean, it could even be for like diagonal. Who knows? But that could be cool. I've never seen anybody do a diagonal thing with like a regular, like if my frame was regular, so it would look like say this yellow was my frame. Or wait, hold on. So if the yellow was normal and then this guy was like that, that could be cool. That could be, I've never seen that. Anyways, I'm sure it's been done many times. But okay, so today, same deal as last time for the most part, except for instead of a scribble today, we're gonna go in with what I call a prompt. You've probably heard this word before. You usually hear it in like English class, a writing prompt. It's like someone's like, gives you an idea to start with, and then you take it wherever you want it to go. I'll get into that in a second, but first I want to talk about today's sponsor. I'm just joking. I'm not sponsored. That would be cool though. I wouldn't mind some extra money. Like, who would? So last week, again, we worked on this paper. This week, I pulled up a yellow piece and I was like, all right, let's go to town. And then I realized, hello, sketchbooks exist. And if you come to class, like in person, I am on your booty about bringing these to class because I got these for everybody. They're small, but they can pack a punch. They're small but mighty. Don't let it fool you. You can get a lot accomplished on these little pieces of paper. So anyways, pretend that didn't happen. I got these for everybody and I was like, you need to bring these to class. Like you have one job to take them home, work on them at home if you feel inspired, and then also bring them back so we can work on them in class. So if you've been in my class, you know how on top of that I am. The purpose of this is like, you can totally keep doing it on pieces of paper, but it's gonna get completely scattered. And trust me when I say that, like I'm trying to save you guys some time. You don't want to be like having random papers around because they're going to get crumpled and then you're going to have to like be like, should I throw it away? And then you're going to throw away good stuff that because it got folded or whatever. This is all right here. This is just one thing and it's chunky. So you're not going to like misplace it. So I highly encourage you to get a sketchbook, whatever that looks like. These are like, I think we got like a 20 pack for like $10 on Amazon. So they were literally 50 cents. You can also go to Michael's and get them for $10 or whatever you want to do. Even a straight bid one, like the ones with the lines that you write on, like still works. So as long as it's all together, you can also paint over the pages. If they are stripy, you can literally paint over it with acrylic paint. It's going to get a little bit bumpy and weird, but we'll talk about that later. Get yourself a sketchbook. Okay. So on for today's lesson. So again, prompts. So I am going to think of a word. In fact, I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna do the thinking. We're just gonna literally use a generator, a word generator. And what I'm gonna do, say it comes up with, it's like a random thing, a random thought or feeling or word or place or whatever. Say it comes up with sandwich. And you're going to take that and do with it what you will. The purpose of this is like, I want to encourage you guys to like hone in on your style. I don't want you to just do whatever I'm doing, like copy, because you can, and you can definitely learn that way. And we probably will do that. But establishing your like style and like learning what it is that you like to draw or paint or whatever is really, really important. And it's going to last forever because like I said, I used to draw these like random faces that I would see like this. And to this day, while I still do realism, like I'll have like a painting with like a splash of paint and I'll make an entire face out of that as well. So it's like I combine both of them. So that's definitely still my style. So, okay. So without further ado, God, Amy, talk much. Word, random word generator. Okay. We're going with whatever it is. Okay. But trust that it's inspiring. Snarl. Snarl. Like a tiger snarls or like a snake snarls. So it's like somebody or something looking at you with a snarl. Maybe it's a person, snarl. Or maybe it's like a snarl in your hair. I have one. Check this thing out. You guys have seen this. It's been in there for so long, it's now a dreadlock, so it's a snarl. Or maybe it's none of that and you had an entirely different idea when that word popped up. Go with it. What I do sometimes too, here's a little trick, is I'll type it in, snarl. I'll literally like Google it, look up images. That's cute. And again, I do realism, so I kind of copy those. I like those. Yeah, I'm going to go with a goblin theme, I think. Goblins. Because I really like that one. That one. Okay, and another challenge is usually if I did that, I would copy that image. I'm not going to do that. So I have to do whatever comes to mind. So, okay, let's get some music on and get to work and see what we can come up with together and stuff. Snarl. Snarl, snarl. Trying to picture a snarl. Okay, so I kind of have like the basic idea of what I'm going for. It's going to start with the mouth and it's going to make a character. And so like I said, I kind of like that like goblin idea, which is basically what I did last time, which he looks like Bob's Burgers. Am I right, by the way? So I'm thinking about goblins now and monsters and stuff. Yeah, you should have a long nose, huh? Again, do you notice my, I'm sure, I hope you're working, but if you would like to take a moment, I am getting like a light sketch, kind of just back and forth really lightly with my pen until I decide I know. And even when I decide that I know, I can still transform that. It's really important for people to understand that about ink, because one of my things is I'm like, stop erasing. Trust me when I tell you that you do not need to. You can change it, you can cover it up however. So we're not going to do that here. We're not going to erase. This is an ugly guy. Okay. Okay, so again, right here, I have like a basic idea. You cannot tell what you're looking at. So you can see his nose and his snarl. I will darken it so you can see a little bit better. But I do have like the basic idea of his head and stuff. So I'm going to go in right now and get some details. Like, this is interesting. Well, why does his nose look like that? It seems like there should definitely be something hanging off of that, right? And then probably kind of like what I did last week with like the shading in the cheeks and kind of outlining a face of some sort. Again, this is a goblin, so it's a made-up thing, so he's not going to have normal proportions by any means. Obviously. Look at that schnauzer. Ooh, I just saw something. He's like wearing some sort of hood, is what I'm seeing. Another thing, you guys, that I like to do, if I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do, how else to decorate this, like, literally just start with one thing, like this tooth, I'm gonna make look better somehow. And just start really small. Give it some shape or whatever, texture, who knows, a crack, that looks cute. Well, not cute at all. So just start with one small thing is my point to work on. Also, it just came to me was like a snarl. I know it's called a snaggle tooth, which I have, see, but a snarl in his tooth, like for some reason, seems right. So I put a whole new meaning there on the theme. I'm just going in and filling between the teeth because I have such thick lines around them that, again, the thickness of that line determines the thickness of the tooth. So, like, if I were to darken this up, that would be the background now. So if I gotta be really careful not to shade in anything that I don't want to shade in. Like that, for example, but I just gave him an Amy chip. You didn't know I have a chip in my tooth. See, that's the other thing about shaping these. So, see how as I color it in, I don't know what's the helpful way to see, but I can literally change the shape of like this tooth. Like I can go, right? And so if I draw my dark line, like if I want this tooth to be taller, I can't do that anymore. Because I can color around it, but I still have this line. So I'm gonna have to somehow come up with a way to, let's just try it, It's kind of like you're chiseling, like sculpture. Like the 1700s. So yeah, so this tooth right here, supposedly the tooth, has this line through it. That could be a crack, but it almost looks like he has a tooth behind this tooth, which is kind of cool, but also like, I'm just gonna take, I want to keep it simple, so. It's never a problem to simplify. And now these are basically like all different, or all the same lengths. And I want him to be uglier, so I want his teeth to like be. See how I just erased that whole part of his tooth, basically? Good, I'm glad you can see him. There's like a big old gap here. Cool. See, I made a mistake by making this too thick, because now it just means that this tooth is like shaped like that. Because you'll see all the negative space. The negative space is the black space, by the way. So if all of that connects, then that's how it's got to be. Did I just turn British? This part, because I want it completely blacked out, does not matter how you color it. You can use squiggly lines, like round ones, like swirlies. So don't worry about like cross-hatching necessarily here. We're getting into that corner of the mouth. You'll notice, again, using myself as a reference, it's a very distinct like stopping point in the corner of your mouth. So that's what we want to establish there. Because then the lips kind of come out of that. Now, okay, I'm at this point. You see my tooth right here sticking out? It kind of gets lost. Like it kind of just looks like a straight line. I'm gonna color this entire background in leaving out the teeth and obviously the lips and nose and stuff so that it's a little bit more identifiable. Is that the word? I'm just picking any color, let's be honest. But for some reason I did picture this color, so that was a good manifestation on my part. You gotta go around the tight places real slow. I kind of like to do those first. So it gives you a little bit more wiggle room. Now I can just be pretty free with it. Man, this marker's running out. I'm just gonna switch it up. Love a gradient. Different color, but still looks cool. Get out of here. I have no time for this. You're so good. Yeah, so again, I'm kind of just like chiseling away at the parts that aren't supposed to be there. The like straight lines can get covered up. I'm just going over the other color a little bit so it kind of blends into it. So it doesn't look like I just literally ran out of a color, which I did. It's okay. So here we are. It's not perfect. That's okay. I'm trying to fill this hour, not the next week. I could do that. And in fact, maybe we will continue this exact one next week. Who knows? But on to the rest of my guy here. Okay, so we did his teeth. Added some cracks. Got his nose established. I think this needs to be a little more understandable. Always adding a shadow under the crack of your nose, because that's always there. It's always going to be in the shadow because it's under in every direction. Unless you're literally looking up your nose, but different story. All right, so now I've got his little like robe thingy on, or whatever this is. Like it's like a hood. You can see that around his face. So now I need to determine whether I want this to be a darker color than his skin, or the skin to be darker than this. So like, is this white or black? Let's just take it in terms of black and white. If I kind of want it to be white, this one's gonna have to do a lot of shading over here. Keep it simple. Right now I'm going to do this side darken, so I am going to highlight those. These points, I've done an entire class on this before, not with you guys, but I start at the points and I draw. I start literally in the point and draw. You see how I'm pulling away. So it comes to this shading, and you're just going to keep kind of, and that's a very simple way to do it. That's a very, you're going to do it with hundreds, so you're going to, with thousands maybe, so you're just going to keep moving around. I'm gonna switch you guys over here. So now that this guy's all wet and curly. If you absorb any of these tidbits here that I'm giving you, that's great. I definitely don't expect this is not a lesson in shading. I'm just merely doing it myself and explaining as I go, because why not? So I don't expect you, I do expect you to be like, what is she talking about? But maybe just watching will be helpful for you guys. Actually, yeah, if you're drawing along at home with while I'm doing this, that's awesome. But I definitely think it's super beneficial to just watch, because one thing I really want to do in my classes is start to give demos so that I can talk about this kind of stuff. But we would need to get to a certain level where you'll understand why I'm making the strokes I'm making, and you know, you'll understand cross hatching, and I won't have to explain every single thing, so that would get chaotic. But demos are what's up. So one thing about me is I've been making this pattern and like and same with like the covering up of the head, like up through the neck, and with like I often do a little like boop on the top of the head, boop. But I've been doing that since I can remember. But these like doop, 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 those. I probably have some sketches somewhere to show you guys, actually. It's funny. I'm sure I do. And the thing is with this is going so slow, again, you're taking like multiple tiny strokes. So you're getting really in detail, and you can iron out the shape that it's making. And I'm not going to get into detail on that because you'll know it when you do it. And for me to explain it would just confuse you. So if it resonates with anybody, awesome. If it doesn't, I don't expect it to anyways. I'm gonna start to rush, like, not rush, but hurry through this next part a little bit, because we get what I'm doing. I could be here for days. I mean, that's millions of lines that we're trying to do, but I'm gonna hurry through because I do want to get through the rest of the picture. Like, what exactly are we talking about here? Like, what story is it telling? Changing the angle once more. A lesson we should talk about next week is movement within your work. I'm not going to give a lesson right now, but just remember that term, movement. Many of you have probably heard that before. But the movement of the painting. Specifically, what I'm doing is moving creating movement with my brush strokes or pen strokes, whatever. You get it. Same thing. These folds, I love that. I was saying I love to do. I always think about like the darkest part being the heaviest part. So if you think about gravity, again, like I know you're looking at it upside down. This stuff here, the bottom of it is the heaviest. Like, so that's where the weight is being carried. For now, like again, it's all determined by where the light comes from, but just for a basic idea, understanding of what I'm doing, darkening those. Again, it's the bottom of these. It's not the top of the other one. It's the bottom of every single one. So like, it starts here. This is the bottom of it. That black line. Make it heavy. Here's another wrinkle. Where's the bottom of the wrinkle? Make it heavy. That's the name of this video. Make it heavy. Okay, and not only that, but now, again, the shading part comes in when you make it heavy there, and then, again, lifting your pen little by little to make it a little bit less dark, which now my pen is losing ink, so it's good to drag it out, but it takes a lot of practice, and especially at this point, I mean, it's even hard for me because, like I said, the ink starts to, like, I don't know, just like pull and make like weird, I don't know if you can see it, but so I always wipe it off, see how it like literally wipes off. It's funny that I'm teaching you guys how to use ink. No one ever taught me this, but it is my weapon of choice. Okay, two things that I see here. First of all, if I take this entire like face part away, like what do you see there? There's no wrong answer, I'm just asking. I see mountains, like a mountain range, right? So I could totally take advantage of that and like make a sky and like some bats or something, or like even a cave in here, who knows, right? But so that's an idea, and I might go there eventually. Right now though, I think that the, like again, my eye is being drawn this way. We can talk about balance and movement, and just to give you a general idea of it, like these things are pointing this way. This nose is pointing this way. Like everything is getting pulled this way, and it's so dark right here that that's very, again, heavy. So we're creating balance with that, but movement with this. So it's like it's balanced on this side of the painting, which, you know, if you split it in half, that's mostly over here. So like there should be something happening right here. So I definitely think like something hanging off of the nose for sure makes sense to me, or standing on it even. What do you guys think? I'm thinking too. And I don't want it to just be a standard, like, I want to think a little outside of the box, because the obvious choice would be like a booger, right? Which we could do, but maybe it's a booger with a face. That could be really, actually really cute. Maybe it's a little man. Maybe he's a giant and this is like a little man that's like hiking his nose or something. Has to be something small, because I don't want to, if I put something huge, I was thinking a shoe, like hanging a shoe off of it, but it would have to be like a teeny little shoe, because if it's too big, then it's all going to be over here. Again, the movement is pulling it this way. We already have a lot of heaviness right here. We just need a focal point. So maybe he has like a little plant there. Let me look at it directly. Yeah, I kind of see like a, first of all, that's annoying. Maybe he's like growing moss or something, like, yeah, he's like growing a plant. That's cute. He's got a garden growing out of his nose. This is like a turnip or something. I don't know. It's gotta be thin. We don't want to create too much like heavy stuff. So while I'm trying to do leaves, I'm trying to keep them real basic. Now this is honestly a place where I might be able to use my phone to look up a reference of like a leaf, like the structures and like an example of something they do. I often This is another Amy style thing, like a bud. It's like a little bud. I don't know. It just insinuates that. And maybe this one has an actual flower starting. That looks childish to me, so I would rather just like blend it. I like this one though. It's like banana leaves. This I'll have to definitely darken. I like when things look really sketchy and weird, so I want this all to be pretty dark. Again, not heavy, not thickening the lines, just darkening them so they're more visible. Remember how I said I always do that little like boop on the top of the head. The same goes for the bottom. So I'm literally seeing what happened right now. Yep. Okay. All right, now that I feel a little bit cool with where this is going, first of all, I want to try and roll this back a little bit because it's a little wrinkles. Now I want to go back and focus on his face a little bit more because create that balance. Maybe he's gonna have some sort of facial features. I'm definitely seeing like freckles or warts because again he's like a goblin. Maybe a scar. Scabs, let's see. Oh, maybe he has a piercing. And then finding the places to put that weight, right? So like movement that's being pushed this way, it'd be heaviest this way. I do not, the other guy had facial hair, so I do not want this guy to have facial hair other than like his moles. See how I'm making like round strokes? I might as well just mention it right now because I'll just mention it as many times as it comes up in general. So like this shape. This is a fold over the top of my nose. So see that shadow right there? That's what I was talking about. To create it like blended, I actually want to make like instead of round towards it and like shading it this way. I mean, you can do that, but no. You're actually going to make round the opposite way all the way around it. So watch what I'm talking about with this guy. So again, I could just shade this all day, but to make it look like it's standing off of the back, which is the face, I'm making the opposite curve. So not this way, but this way. So it's like a backward C, this is a regular C. All the way around. And right now it looks real spidery. I don't know what you can see. Spidery, so all that could be fine. So that looks like it's like really impaled into his face, which is kind of cool. That's cool. Was I just gonna do? Can I start to say Oh yeah, so that's what I was doing here. This time I'm not trying to look like it's standing apart from anything, so I am going the same. You'll notice some cross hatching, it's not like a straight line like this, it's like I'm making like and I'm going back at it at a slightly different angle, so you'll see that cross hatching start to happen. Okay, so one more thing. This looks really cool, but it's really hard to see compared to the green. I think I'm gonna color them in some colors. Again, I want you guys to be just totally fearless with this because anything can be corrected and confidence is key. Where you paint in black and white just to get your shades down, and then you go over it like this with the colors to add the color. Color his lips. Yeah, I want him to be like a light blue, purplish. See, that's way too dark for me. Way too dark. I wish I had a white, but I don't, so I won't. I could do this though. Colored pencil. Oh, and I doubt that you guys were in my class, so I'll tell you now. If you have a painting or a drawing or a piece of art that is like 3 things or more, meaning paint mixed with markers, mixed with beads. There's a name for that. You don't want to list, because if you go to a gallery and you see the tag, you don't want to read every single thing that it is. It's just going to say mixed media. Media or mediums are what you use to create your art. So mixed media, it's like media is plural for medium, basically. So mediums, pens, pencils, paints, clay, makeup, hair, who knows? There's definitely a thing of hair art, about hair art. Those are all mediums, but mixed media is combining all of those mediums. So the plural for medium is media. Media. There's so many media. Like you don't say fishes, right? Maybe you do. So. Okay, that's where I'm stopping for today. We'll see if I want to continue this next week. I think I want to have a talk about like what I was talking about with like balance and balance. Holy crap, balance. Oh, movement, that kind of thing. So we'll probably talk a little bit about that, and then if there's time, then well, there probably will be time, but we'll go over this too. So yeah, that's the end result. Very scary, ugly. You can see a lot of really like stray lines, so that could be shaded forever. And to be honest, where'd that gray pencil go? That's where like a pen mark is a lot more harsh than a colored pencil. So like I could go over and kind of blend that in with this guy. You see that? Again, be fearless, you guys. I'm telling you what. In life and art, there's so much cool stuff to learn from art that is like a metaphor for life. So I wouldn't really call this mixed media, by the way, yet. Even though it's pen, marker, and so I would just say, I would probably just say marker, because you can think about the pen as marker. Pen and markers. See what I mean? And I said art sometimes is like never finished because I just want to keep going. But here's what we got today. This is cute. I'm going to start my own little gallery. Today's work, this needs to be a lot more balanced. Last week's work, or see this way, I don't know. Cool. Apparently I like drawing ugly monsters or something. But okay, you guys, I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something about shading a little bit. Again, like not shading it like this way, but you want to go the opposite. Because see, okay, what I mean, you can see it right there. You see that tiny little shadow right there? That's because the light is going like this. See that fold in my cheek? I would color it like that. That's how it's going to create it. It's basically like clay, but two-dimensional, which is crazy to think about and hard to explain. So maybe someday, maybe it'll stick with you and someday you'll be like, that's what she meant. Oh, or maybe it'll just like implant itself in your brain. And then before you know it, you'll be doing it. Or maybe you'll be like, that's a thing. I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't know that was a law of art or whatever, like a technique, because sometimes that happens to me and it's really cool. Takeaways from today. Again, there's a lot to learn within art. Today, I think, was about life. I mean, today, I think it is going with confidence. It's a lot because you can always fix it. You can always fix it. You can even throw it away. Or, like, if I hated this so much, I literally could, like I told you guys before, paint over the entire thing. I could put an entire another piece of paper there. I could glue construction paper onto it and start again. I could take what I like, cut it out, and use it for something else. Like, nothing can go, well. And also another thing, I don't know who I told this to, but I have like a circulating, like, let's say 8 canvases in my house. That is what I've been using for the past 5 years. And I paint a lot. So like, I'll paint one painting. I'll paint one, I'll do one, I'll have like 5 of them done or 8 of them or whatever. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm out of canvas. However, there's these ones and I just paint over them. And the reason for that is because from 1 to 9 paintings, or 1 to 8, or whatever that number is of canvases that you have, that is a lot of practice, right? And so hopefully the key is that you're getting better, and you're getting better, but by that I mean you're liking your stuff more. And so by the time you get to that last canvas, you look back on the first one, you're like, I can let that go easily. And you just keep making progress, which is really cool. You should get pictures of it because it's just always good to document, but that's what is a good idea. So I gotta go. talking a lot, so see you later.